Good morning, everyone. It's Nick Petro at the National Weather Service in Raleigh with your weekly impact weather briefing for Central North Carolina. This briefing covers the period Monday through Sunday, today through Sunday, the 25th of February through March the 3rd. And jumping right into our webinar. And this loop right here is a visible satellite image. And thanks to GO16 this morning. And one thing you'll notice here is plenty of clear skies across the eastern portion of the country and the southeast. And let me go ahead and kind of pause this or put this in a still. And essentially what we're seeing is a lot of clear skies. And essentially, if I draw a line here, this is what we're going to experience today. So this is today's weather. And oh gosh, I can barely draw on this screen. This is awful. And then if I draw another line, that's kind of tomorrow's weather. That's Tuesday's weather, where we're going to be looking at seeing what's coming our way. So notice there's some high clouds in here, but generally there's not a lot going on in here. This will be our weather that's approaching us for Tuesday. And then this is sort of Wednesday's weather right here, Wednesday's weather system for us. And what you'll notice is there's some more high clouds kind of streaming ahead of this weather system here. Okay, there's a weather system right here off the, off the coast of California, and that will be Wednesday's weather maker for us. So Wednesday's weather maker is going to come at us from this system. All of these systems in the northern stream are going to pass by to our north, and then the cold air is locked in up here. So cold air is locked into our north. Our weather systems are going to come from the due west, and I know this is a messy map, but I hope you are able to kind of follow along. So anyway, again, here's tomorrow's weather with these high clouds. Should be pretty nice. Above normal temperatures, and then Wednesday's weather maker that will affect us is out here. And when I say affect us, that's basically what I mean by that is the next chance for rain, and light rain at that. So nothing really major. All right, so should be pretty well, just generally speaking, not so bad here this week. No real winter weather events, and no massive rain makers. All right, so here's another way to look at kind of what I just showed you early this week. We've got high pressure over us, pleasant weather early this week. Then that disturbance that I pointed out that's off the coast of California may bring some light rain during the midweek period across central North Carolina. Then a cold front will move through later in the week. That was kind of off the satellite image, so I really couldn't show you that weather maker. But that'll move through late in the week, or perhaps early Saturday. That'll provide another chance for some rain. And then behind that cold front, then it'll trend colder, so maybe a little bit more in the way of wintry temperatures as we head through the late weekend period. All right, so you'll probably notice kind of as we head through, let me just take you through here. Here's what's left of that weather disturbance on Wednesday in the upper right. A late week period, we can see the next cold front diving south through the northern plains and Midwest. That'll be approaching. And that'll move. That'll be offshore by Saturday night and Sunday. And then notice this big area I'm indicating now in the lower right image. Look at this big high pressure coming out of Canada. That'll bring some colder air our way. So with these northerly winds behind that front, that colder air will come in for late this weekend. All right. So anyway, let me get rid of that arrow here. Bear with me here for just a second. All right. What about severe thunderstorm potential? This is a staple in our weekly briefing. We always like to show any risk for severe thunderstorms. None today, none tomorrow, and none Wednesday. So nothing severe thunderstorm-wise expected. All right. So I mentioned, today and tomorrow will be dry. Wednesday we've got a little passing disturbance that could give us, maybe a quarter inch of rain at most. Thursday, I think, will be dry, although you wouldn't know it from this graphic here in the lower left. While that would suggest Thursday and Friday looks wet, really most of that rain is expected later on Friday with that approaching cold front. And that cold front will move through by Saturday morning, so that's why the Saturday and Sunday still is kind of looks like there's some rain in the picture. Most of that will have fallen early Saturday. So that system there for late in the week and early weekend might give us, a half inch to an inch of rain. Okay, so nothing too crazy. As we add it up for the 7 days, you're looking at perhaps an inch and a half across the western portion of the state, maybe a half an inch across the eastern and coastal sections, across central North Carolina, somewhere in between. So a half to maybe 1 inch of rain over the course of the next 7 days. All right, so again, nothing too bad. Now, of course, we're coming out of a wet period, so there are a few rivers that are in flood right now, and probably the easiest way to look at that is to just go to this link I have down here. When I send out the PDF version of this briefing, this link will be in there. So just click on that, and the page that comes up, if it ever comes up on my computer here, bear with me here for just a second while the wheels turn. Let's see if it appears. What I wanted to show you was some hydrographs, but my computer is, for some reason, seems to be taking a long time to load it. So let me see if I can get that to work here. Bear with me here for just a second. I'm at the mercy here of bandwidth. All right, so just starting from weather.gov/Raleigh, you can see all these little green slivers. Those are rivers that are in flood right now. And if you go up to rivers and lakes and click this observation link right here, and that's what I was trying to get to from the PowerPoint, that'll take you to our AHAPS page. And then it's color-coded. For green means no flood, points that are near flood or yellow, minor flood or orange, and so on and so forth. And your bandwidth where you're located is probably a little bit better than mine, so you'll probably have an easier time getting these little gauges to show up. But certainly I encourage you to take a look at those on your own, because the web seems to be running a little slow on my end. I apologize for that. But suffice it to say, there's some minor flooding there on the Neuse in Clayton and Smithfield, and the Tar River is some minor flooding there, and of course looks like the lower portion of the Cape Fear and the lower portion of the Neuse as well. So there are a few rivers, the Dan River up near Danville and up near the northern portions of central North Carolina, and of course the Yadkin there. Those are all just to name a few that are experiencing minor flooding at this time. But again, it's mostly minor, so and it will be falling as the week progresses. Except further downstream, like Kinston, that'll continue to gradually rise as we head through the week, as it takes a while for that water to make its way down the system. All right. Looking ahead to next week. So as I pointed out, the cold front that comes through on Saturday is going to usher in a return to some perhaps some wintry temperatures. So the 8 to 14 day outlook, the odds tilt toward below normal temperatures. And at the same time, odds continue to favor above normal precip. So we'll have to kind of keep our eyes on some things and see if, one might think, okay, is there going to be a risk for some winter weather? So I don't have any definitive answers on that right now. That's still a long ways away. 8 to 14 days is a long way. So, a lot of things could change, but if there is a risk for any kind of wintry weather events, we'll be certainly bringing that news to you when it becomes evident, if there will be any. All right, so wrapping up the weekly briefing for this week, pleasant weather through Tuesday. A weak disturbance may bring some light rain during the midweek period. Cold front will move through late in the week or early weekend, probably Saturday morning. That'll provide another chance for some rain. And then trending colder late in the weekend behind that front. We are seeing some minor river flooding ongoing at this time. Improvements as the week progresses, gradual improvements as well. So, and right now it doesn't look like it's enough rain this week, maybe a half inch to an inch of rain, new rain that we're going to get this week. It doesn't really look like a whole lot, not enough to really cause any kind of major repercussions on the rivers. So those rivers should be able to come down before the next real batch of rain. All right. So with that, that wraps up our weekly briefing for Central North Carolina for the week of today through the 3rd of March 2019.